Hello, this is Dr. Kevin Polk with a little video about mindfulness. Everybody wants you to do it these days. I don't know if they want you to do it, but all the experts are telling us about how beneficial mindfulness is, or it's a very close cousin and probably exactly the same thing, meditation. And if you want to know why I'm talking about it, well, I have studied it for, 31 years now. 31 years of studying mindfulness. No, take it back, even older. 33 years of studying mindfulness. So I've been around the block on this a whole lot. And one of the big reasons why I developed the matrix diagram was to make mindfulness really easy. And the way you do that is that you simply notice your five senses. So we can do them right now. You see things, you hear things, you smell things, you touch things like with your fingers, or feel touch on your skin. And of course you taste things, and you can do that right now. You can notice the taste that's in your mouth right now. You can look around and see what you're seeing, hearing, touching, smelling. You can pick up a piece of paper or a pen or something and do the same thing. Experience it through your five senses. It's that simple. We draw a line down here and then say mental experiencing. And that's simply, in this case, taking those five senses experiencing and doing them in your mind. So if you had an object up like a pen or something, put it aside and now repeat those in your imagination, in your mind. So you see whatever the object was, you hear it, you taste it, you touch it, you smell it. I mean, of course, if it's an object, you may not want to really taste it, but down here, you can taste it all you want. And that's mental experiencing. And here comes the mindfulness. I'm going to draw a circle right there, and I'm going to have you notice, that's the big word, notice the difference between your five senses experiencing and your mental experiencing. So the full wordage is notice the difference, or noticing the difference. But that's that mindful piece, and it's that easy. Anytime, anywhere, you can notice your five senses experiencing, notice your mental experiencing, and notice the difference. Voila, you're doing some mindfulness. It's that easy. Over here, there's a line called toward, and that is simply thinking about moving toward someone who is important to you. So just bring into your mind's eye, moving toward someone who's important to you. Over here is recalling how it feels to move away from something inside of you like fear. So imagine a big old grizzly bear has shown up in your five senses, and boom, fear has shown up, and you go, and you run away. So recalling running away, or something much less, maybe a car was coming at you and you moved away. So those away moves are all part of life, and you can recall doing them. And now you notice the difference. There's that noticing again between how it feels to move toward and how it feels to move away from something like fear. You just recall that, and that noticing is another little mindful episode. It's that simple. And if you want to remind yourself to do this through the day, you just do something called noticing hooks. And what's noticing hooks? Well, noticing hooks is like when somebody takes cuts in front of you in line, or they pull in front of you while you're driving, or they say something bad to you, whatever, and it sticks with you for a while. So maybe somebody really cut you off bad in traffic. 15, 20 minutes later, you get home, you see your friend, your spouse, somebody in the driveway, and what's one of the first things you tell them about? Well, the so-and-so who cut you off in traffic, blah, blah. That's a hook because it emotionally grabbed you and stuck with you. Well, if you can get in the habit of noticing your hooks, we all get hooked all the time. As I say, even the Dalai Lama gets hooked. We all get hooked, or maybe if you prefer the Pope or some other religious figure, gets hooked. We all do. And something happens and it hooks you. And if you can get to where you notice the hook, then boom, you're doing a little mindfulness exercise. You notice the hook. And if you happen to go ahead and then notice your five senses and mental experiencing, notice toward and away, that kind of stuff, it's all this little, just a few second long mindfulness exercise called noticing. And if you manage to get, let's say 10 of those a day, and each one of them took 12 seconds, 10 times 12 is 120, and that's 2 minutes of mindfulness. Well, heck, that's a pretty good start for mindfulness. I do this all the time, folks. As I said, I've studied mindfulness since 1983 or 4. I can't remember how many said. It's 2015 now. So that's 31, 32 years of studying all kinds of different mindfulness. I've done it, taught it to thousands of people. Let me tell you, this is what I do. This is easy as it can be, and it's cool, and it brings you in to the present moment. This is exactly what mindfulness talks about doing. It's just cool and it's easy. And the diagram got nicknamed the Matrix. If you're not familiar with it, that's because the name, The Matrix, has Keanu Reeves sexy attached to it. That's the only reason it got named that. But other than that, but the main thing is noticing the difference between your five senses and mental experiencing, noticing how it feels to move toward, noticing how it feels to move away from the shucky stuff, noticing the difference there. And then if you have any trouble doing that automatically, well, then start noticing hooks. You do the notice of the hooks, and everybody has hooks. And voila, you'll be doing these little mini mindfulness exercises several times a day. And that's it for this little mini mindfulness video. Bye-bye now.